I have experienced this many a times in many live situations and whatnot, talking to men about SA or just talking about SA in general. And like men will be like, men little boys touch all the time. They've been SA too. And I was hunched on by my babysitter. And like always, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. Like that's fucked up. But like, why are you talking about that now? Why are you talking about that like while we are actively talking about women being SA by men, right? And usually the men are doing it as a way to silence the women. They're like, oh well, I got over it. You should too. But the thing is, SA is SA, man or woman. But the thing is that there's a difference societally. There's a difference societally when it comes to SA, how SA is treated, right? So when a woman is SA by a man, the women are often shamed, right? They're shamed for it. When the woman is SA by a man, she is shamed for it. Or girl, when a girl is SA by a boy or a man, she's also shamed for it. She feels ashamed. People don't believe her, whatever, right? Okay. When a boy is SA'd by a woman, he is not shamed. He is pedestalized. He is congratulated. He's accepted into the patriarchy, into the cult of man with open arms. It is a badge of honor for a man to sleep with a woman. It is a badge of honor for a boy to sleep with a woman. A 12-year-old boy to sleep with a 24-year-old woman is that's a strike, right? That's a letter on your Letterman jacket. That plays a humongous role into men talking about their SA experiences versus women, because so many men I have spoken to in years past and in times of present, I've had so many men talk about their experiences they've had with women when they were boys, and they literally are like, it was the greatest day of my life. And I'll be like, nigga, you was raped. Like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Absolutely not. Like, what? No. So that's why I can't stand when men do that. Men do the same thing with DV as well. If a woman is talking about her being DV'd, there'll be this like one dude in the back, like, I was DV'd and look at me, I'm great now. As if it's the same thing for when men get DV'd versus when women get DV'd, right? It's just wild.
I'm going to say something controversial because some of you need to hear it because you seem to think that empathy will deactivate my ability to think critically. If you are a man that has experienced SA and you only ever want to talk about it when women are talking about their experiences with SA, then you are only proving the point that yes, it's all men. You are actively showing that even men who have experienced sexual violence do not give a fuck about the experiences of women. And really, it reminds me of one of my favorite literary
They don't. I just want to tell you, sis.
moments
They don't care nothing. They don't care anything about women being SA whatsoever.
where Bell Hooks in writing is recounting an experience where she's saying to a group of people that beating your children is bad. And a man keeps saying, no, 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 I turned out fine. And she says, well, have you ever thought about the fact that if your mama had not beat the dog shit out of you, you would not have grown up to be a woman hating misogynist? It's
My response typically when the men say that, that's another thing men love to justify domestic violence of children, domestic violence against children, but they'll be like, I was beat and I turned out just fine. And I'm like, I think you guys are looking at it wrong. The way you're supposed to look at it is like, you're supposed to look at it like this. If I wasn't beat, where would I be now? How much better of a person I can be now? If I was beat and I turned out to be okay or good, then imagine how much better I would be if I was never beaten, right? Instead, they look at it as if like them being beaten is the thing that made them into the person they are today, when it didn't. I'm talking about in a good way. It didn't. It didn't make you into a better person.
It's giving that because you are using your experiences as a victim of abuse to try to get me to shut the fuck up about advocating for victims of abuse. Well, I was abused by a woman, so I don't ever want to hear women advocating for safety. You're not under the male podcasters post telling them that they should talk about men experiencing SA. In fact, you're not even commenting that under most women's posts. You literally only have that to say when women want to advocate for themselves. Well, shut up. You can't advocate for yourself unless you advocate for me. You still feel entitled to female labor. You still feel like women exist for you. Your experiences with abuse have increased your dedication to the patriarchy. Instead of speaking up for yourself, you want everybody to be quiet like a dum-dum. I'm going to say
She ain't never lied. That's exactly what it is. That last part, that was everything.
When women want to advocate for themselves. Well, shut up. You can't advocate for yourself unless you advocate for me. You still feel entitled to female labor. You still feel like women exist for you. Your experiences with abuse have increased your dedication to the patriarchy. Instead of speaking up for yourself, you want everybody to be quiet like a dum-dum. I'm going to say
they reinforce the patriarchy when men get it, because once again, though, the reason why that is because when men are abused, the men go, brother, you the man. Oh man, look at bro, you got to have sex with an old woman and you was only 13 years old. Oh man, I wish I was you. Go look up all the posts of the, about women, just like when an attractive school teacher, essays a boy, one of her students. Go look under the post and just look at the scores of men that are like, man, these niggas nowadays, they some snitches. I would have never. Y'all telling yourselves every time. I've never seen, I swear to God, I've never seen one time, a woman talking about SA, and then her being like telling, saying like you see like a picture of a dude and then women to be underneath like, oh man, he would have been my zaddy. I never would have snitched.